Wait for it to come through. Don't run over the dog. There we go. We are live.
It's a good way to start it off.
All right. One thing we do need to do today is we need to tweet that we are live because I turned off the Twitter one because no one was watching on Twitter.
Yeah, it's a funny one. Not very many people sort of tend to engage with it on Twitter.
Turned off the Twitter. Oh, hello, Mark. You watching yourself?
Sorry about that.
That's a bit.
Watching myself. I love my ego. Well, I don't have the luxury of looking at the live chat like you do, so I have to look at it there.
So, Richard and Mark. Hello, everyone. Mark, say some words while I type a tweet.
Yes, welcome everyone to the third of four automation challenges that we've been doing in the lead up to Test.bash. Test.bash is a online conference that we're hosting at Ministry of Testing, and it's all focused on tools. The big event is next week, a week on Thursday, on the 20th, I believe, and it's going to be 12 hours of talks and tool demonstrations and sponsors showing how they've solved these challenges as well. So the way that we've done this is that we set 4 challenges for everyone to take. And the idea was that you could take one of these challenges, record a demo of you attempting this challenge with any sort of tool, and then submit them to Test.bash. So yeah, we've got lots of people who have solved these different challenges in different ways. And we thought, as a good way to promote Test.bash and put our money where our mouth is, we should try and do these challenges ourselves. Oh, it's fantastic. I can actually see some chat. Hi, everyone.
Welcome. It doesn't show you the previous chats, unfortunately. Right.
Oh, well.
Today's topic is the visual automation challenge, as it says on the screen. So I will show you what the challenge is. The challenge is... Here, let's get rid of that. So, the visual testing challenge is instructions. Using a visual validation tool that you think the community would be interested in, show us how you would mitigate the following risk. The map isn't showing the correct location on the homepage. That's actually quite a difficult risk, Mark.
It is. Yeah,
what does it mean? So yeah, if you had to build automation to visually validate this image, how would you do it? So we need to solve this challenge. You've specifically designed this, I guess, Mark, it would be quite tricky to do this with a traditional automation UI tool, as in you could ask the map feature what are the coordinates, right? But there's no guarantee that the map is actually displaying correctly. So
yeah, exactly, because it's a third-party tool. So basically what it's doing is when the component is rendered, it sends some requests off to this map API to say return me the tile sets. So there's nothing there's nothing inside those images that actually would indicate what the latitude and longitude is. So I mean, yeah, you could assert on the tile sets, say like the specific correct classes or the correct images are being pulled through. But as this is third party, all this comes from a third party source, that makes it quite brittle because they could easily change their URL structure, their tiling features, or anything like that. Whereas arguably, even if the names of those tiles change, the visualization of it shouldn't. Unless the map was updated with some new details.
That's actually cool in the first place because I thought it was one giant image. So while Mark was talking, I was having a quick look. Yeah, you can see that they're obviously using a CDN to host these things, but they've got numbers at the end, which obviously for them was tied to some sort of other. Yeah, you must be able to change the numbers and get any part of the world. But yeah, as you said, we could theoretically go down that route, but we're now tied to the implementation of a third party, which sounds brittle, doesn't sound like a great idea. So maybe we should.
And I think like the selectors and stuff would be a bit of a nightmare as well. So 2 fun facts for this this map. One Richard already knows, and one is going to annoy him. The first one is that point on the map is a location for the greatest pub in the world, which is the Fat Cat in Norwich. And the second one is just round that corner. I picked up my new car yesterday.
Fat Cat, Norwich pub.
Yeah, no, it depends which one you're going for. But if you're going on the one on Nelson Street, there it is in all its glory. And I'm not sponsored by the Fat Cat. I mean, if they would like to put a few beers my way...
It's not exactly correct, Mark. Just,
No, it's not.
It says it's there, and it's there. Which one is it? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Right.
I think Google Maps tells the truth. I could probably do with nudging the details a little bit.
Right, well, hopefully it is clear, Petri, what we are sharing. You can see the screen shares. So this is a test application called automationintesting.online. This is the website that the challenge is based on. So our goal is to mitigate the risk that this map is not being displayed correctly. So that's what we were sharing before. So just to quickly go back to this. Automationintesting.online is the test website. Maybe I can put that in the chat. Let me see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Oh, it only goes to YouTube, but it's good enough. And obviously it is on the challenge page as well, which should be in the descriptions. So on the chat, what tool do you recommend we try and solve this in? So I mentioned earlier on a LinkedIn post that we're both familiar with Applitools. So we probably don't want to use Applitools because we know it, and the whole point of this conference is to be aware of new tools. So is there any visual testing tools any of you would recommend or you could have heard of? If not, we've been sent one, which we'll definitely go for. But if anyone wants to quickly share some of the visual testing tools that you've used, then maybe we'll get some more inspiration from there. Let's see if anyone chips in.
And I'll drop in the comments. So this is the site we're using. So if people want to have a little look as well, you can see on there as well.
Oh, Sakuli, no. Is Sakuli still alive? No, Sakuli cannot still be alive.
Sakuli X.
Oh, wow, it is still going.
Sakuli is God's eyes. Oh, okay. Oh, it's in Python. Or Ruby. Or JavaScript.
Or Robot Framework.
I don't think either of us have any experience really with Robot Framework. Or it's been a long time since I've had a play with it, that's for sure.
Right, well... The only options we have is Sakuli X or Functionize.
Well, it sounds like with Functionize we'd have to get a subscription.
Well, if you're game and you want to lead it, then let's
give it a go. Let's go for it. Let's see how.
I can't believe it's still working though. This app. Like, when was the last time it was updated? Oh, 2 months ago. Okay, take it all back. All right, then. Go for it.
Just seeing if you can looking at Functionize.
Right, we're going with Sakuli.
Yeah, we'll go with Sakuli. Okay. I like the fact that it says it's powered by Tesseract, and my immediate reaction was, what, the metal band? But there we go. Right, so I should probably share my screen, shouldn't I?
Yes, while you share your screen, Mark, Alok on the chat, we are solving an automation challenge. I'll jump on LinkedIn now and I'll share the challenge with you so you can all fully know what it is we're actually trying to solve here. It's weird, I can see myself on 3 different screens right now.
Okay.
Oh, someone else also posted it. Maybe one of the MOT team are watching. Sneaky. Right, let's share your screen, Mark.
I mean, this film with dread. It is highly recommended to read about the gory details in Quick Start.
Mark doesn't read documentation.
But my word. Alright, check the prereqs. So, supporting systems, OS X10, valid Java. Yeah, more on that.
Can you zoom in a little bit? Actually, maybe I can zoom in. I can do it for you, don't worry. I'll play producer.
All right.
By the way, anyone else watching, if you want to do the same challenge using the same tool, please feel free. Go for it.
All right, let's download it. So it says the latest version is here. Download the ready-to-use Sakuli X IDE. Oh, I thought I was going to have to do this all in code and stuff and set frameworks up, but let's see what happens.
Maybe you will. And it's Java, Mark. You love Java.
It's just getting better and better.
Oh, that is smart. Right. I don't know. I don't think I can help you there.
Don't worry. I'll make this bigger in a second.
Maximum zoom. There you go.
Okay. Okay, so I think I've downloaded it. Java jar. What was it called? Sakuli. Oh, just help if you spell it right. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Oh, we got an error.
Oh dear.
Oh dearie me.
Oh, it's open though.
Okay, write string to file did not work. Oh, it's because something wasn't used before.
Is it in a place where it's allowed to write? Just out of curiosity, like not in like documents or something.
I think it was more just it's saved something.
Right.
We'll see.
Okay.
See if it's a problem, it's a problem. Okay, so what do I do with this?
I don't know. I'm going to do my best to like zoom in and follow you whilst also trying to help. So.
All right, let's go for this. Quick start. Oh, back to here again. Let's close these down.
See, I don't think this is going to help you drive the tool. I think this is going to result in something you can give an image to. So I still think you're going to have to take a screenshot with Cypress or Selenium or whatever.
Yeah.
And push the file to Sakuli.
Okay.
So maybe to a quick test, we can let's just get an image, and then take another one, and get it showing us that the images don't match. And then
all right, so we could do this. So let's do this. We got this right here. Can I take a screenshot? Yeah. What? Where did everything go? What? What?
Okay.
What?
Oh.
What?
What is happening? Where did that picture come from?
That's my backdrop. But I don't
is it?
Yeah.
Oh, you took a picture of your desktop, not the
I didn't want to do that. All right, let me see if I can do like a region instead. Oh, hang on, I can do insert image. Let's go nice and easy. So just do the usual thing there. And then I'm gonna just label it. Let's get rid of this. We don't need that. Don't need that either. So I'll do this as approved.
Yeah, so we're trying to get the approved image now, and then we'd give it another one and see what happens.
Yeah, so let's go into branding, change these. So let's change this to like 51. Submit, close, front page, scroll all the way to the bottom, and I've got the C probably, but that'll do.
That's not going to help. What did you go for?
I just went for the C.
Did you go for 0?
No, I went for.
Right.
I just
go
changed
for
this to 51.
Go for 47 minus 87, which I think is Chicago. Because I was typing that last night to build something on the Ministry of Testing website. So.
Is that because we will be speaking in Chicago in the future? I didn't know. Let's give it a hard refresh. That might kick it up the bum. What is going on here? What are you doing, pigeon maps?
You're not allowed outside the UK. Oh, it was 4187. Maybe that might help.
Yeah, these are all valid images. All right, 4187.
41 minus 87.
41 minus 87. happens here?
Nope.
I mean, it's something. It's something. Okay, we got a county road, so it's clearly the States. So let's give that a go. Okay.
Which domain are you on? Automation. I'm on the main one.
Yeah. So if I do that as received. Oops, spelled correctly. Received.
While Mark does that, Paul, we asked people in the chat and someone suggested Sakuli X, so that's what we're trying to use. We mentioned we already knew API tools, so we didn't want to use API tools because we wouldn't learn anything ourselves. This is where we're at, trying to use, Mark trying to use Sakuli X.
Yeah, this is definitely a baptism of fire, but yeah, let's see how we get on. So I've got an approved and a received. So if I do approved, okay, I'm just getting errors. I mean, that doesn't really tell me a lot other than some class called component doesn't like me.
It's a bit hard to read, to be honest. Let me see if we can all chip in. There we go.
I can't make that any bigger.
No, it's all right. I've zoomed in for you. Got the right version of Java?
I think if I didn't, I don't know if this would even run. I mean, do I need to be explicit and put that there? Let's see what happens. Insert image. There you go. Didn't like the fact that I didn't have an extension on there. So if I do receive.png and then insert another image, received. Okay, so I've loaded 2 images in. I'm going to click
more errors then, though, right?
Whoa, it crashed.
God.
Oh no, it's back. Oh no, because it was doing. Oh, so it was actually running. It didn't crash. Run in slow motion. Save as. Oh, okay.
Let me zoom in.
So save as.
Is it going to say? It's going to overlay them, isn't it, and show the difference. It's exactly like what Image Magic used to do.
Okay, so approved. Yeah, I think I need to. I probably need to put some sort of code in here or something like that. So let's go back to the docs. Quick start. How to run. Look here for more information. Okay. Read the documentation. So that gives me a lot of stuff about running it from command line, which sounds like that's probably what we need to do at some point. But
this is a difficult tool.
Yeah.
I think my initial thought with this tool is how it's like detached. Like, I wonder if is there an SDK that you can like put into your straight into your tests.
I mean, what would be really helpful is to have a script of some kind.
Yeah, I like how it tells you, like, step 3, use the IDE, open it. That's what it says. It doesn't tell us any more than open it.
Okay, let's have a look. Sakuli demo script. Let's go for a quick Google, see what we can find. Sakuli demo of Sakuli. There we go. So someone's got a nice little version.
That's literally just running Sakuli.
Yeah. So there must be some sort of scripts that go in here. Scripts.sakuli. Here we go. Aha! Okay.
That's robot framework, isn't it?
It does look quite robot-y frameworky, doesn't it? Although, all right, I'm going to give this a go. So let's see what happens if we just copy this little line in here. So let's just delete those things. I'm going to close this down.
I can't imagine that's part of Sakuli. That looks like robot framework.
Okay. Well, let's run.
Neither have we rest the tester. We've not seen it for ages either.
Okay.
This is the problem of live streams. If someone says jump, we jump. And we've jumped into Sakuli, so
we do Google Chrome. Let's see what happens here. Don't know. Oh, hang on, because I need to call open. Some silly mark. I still need to call open browser. All right, let's run that. Hey, hello. I opened this browser with me. Okay.
Interesting. I did not think that would work. It doesn't look like.
All right, I think I'm starting to get a bit savvy to this. So we could do it's on Firefox, so it doesn't confuse things. Okay, so this person's like basically created a bunch of like little helper methods that we could. So arguably, I could do something like def run example test, and we could just do this. Wow, I've not done Python in a long old time. So let's go back to that. This code thing, because I think this is actually quite handy. So if I do switch app, and then I saw something that said go to paste. Oh wow, we are really going into the. So if I did paste and did automation in testing online. Let's run that, see what happens. So let's run.
What happened?
Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah. Full
Did anything happen?
No, I don't think anything happened. Open browser. So you say new tab. So go def new tab. Oh, so we have to create a new tab first.
What?
Oh, my word. My word. Right, okay. So, I tell you what. Let's not be silly about it. Let's just.
I take it all back. Like let's crack open Happy Tools again.
All right, let's run. Let's just give this a run. See what happens. Okay.
While Mark does do this, if you know any other visual testing tools in the chat, please put them in the chat. I can think of who's the one browser stack or Source Labs bought. Was it Percy? I think there's one called
perhaps.
Percy. I've not tried that. There's an open source one. Is it Backstop or Backdrop? I never know. Backstop. JavaScript.
Oof. Yeah, this is.
Backdrop JS it is.
So let's.
I think if you don't get anywhere in the next like 5 minutes, let's try Backstop, because I know you love a bit of JavaScript.
Yeah, I think it's not really latching into Firefox, so you probably can't hear it, but I can hear like boop 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 boop, which sounds like it's trying to send commands. Yeah, it's trying to send commands, but they're not being sent to the thing that's being sent. So yeah, oof.
Okay, Percy is browser stack, and Source Labs have something called Source Visual. Now,
okay.
So there's a few more options. Source Visual. Percy.
So this gets you all set up.
Backstop.js.
It's interesting. The IDE is very different here. Chrome app open. Oh. All right. I'm in business now. I'm going to do a Google search rather than a Nicosia search. How do you write a Sakuli script? Listed tutorials. Yeah. This is certainly.
Is that a karate integration there as well?
Looks like it.
Okay. That's got to be. Is that old?
Yeah, that looks about right. 2019.
No, that's quite old.
Phantom
CSS still exists. Well, I thought most of these things had disappeared.
Okay.
Did you ever use Gallon framework?
This is.
Do you want to do some JavaScript, Mark? Shall we? Like we preach that we have like a 20-minute rule.
I say, I don't like this tool. So I don't use it anymore. I mean, I would say, this is definitely, that 15-20 minute rule. I've managed to achieve nothing with this. Even like running these scripts, it just doesn't feel right. It's interesting. Like I think one of the things is it's not so much the tool itself, but it's just difficult to find. Like it'd be really good if I could just find
it's the things we praise a lot of tools for. Like there's no like example scripts. The documents aren't great. Like this is what often's overlooked, right? The tool might make promises and the tool might be good, but the onboarding process for this tool is pretty difficult. But I'm sure someone can get it to work. If you can get it to work, please, ping me and Mark on LinkedIn or Twitter and let us know. Let's try backstop, Mark. For the next 20 minutes, let's give backstop a go.
Fairly well.
I don't know how I can ping you this. Maybe I can ping it you on eCam. There you go. Right, so while Mark sets up his new tool, I'll tell you all about Test.bash that's coming up soon. So I will just...
Backstop.js, you say?
Yeah.
There you go.
That's the wrong window. That's the window I want. So yeah, while Mark gets set up with Backstop, let you all know about Test.bash. So Test.bash is taking place on next Thursday, actually, a week tomorrow. Thursday the 20th of October. It's a 12-hour online conference all about basically becoming tool aware. The focus of the conference is to make you as aware of as many tools as possible. The whole conference was based on 4 challenges, a UI testing challenge, a visual testing challenge, an API testing challenge, and a data management challenge. The conference is included in Ministry of Testing Pro membership if you're a Pro member, or you can buy a ticket for £75. There is some fantastic sponsors, which is awesome. There is going to be 4 talks throughout the day, 4 actual talks. So we've got a talk by Kylie about transcending the tools. We've got a talk from Louise Gibbs, a talk from Jazz Wamph. There's a panel, there's a talk from Guru, and Ask Me Anything. There'll be activities. And then throughout the day, we'll also show you the solutions that people have done for the challenges. So overall, there's 52, I think now, different solutions that you're going to be able to watch for the challenges. And it's roughly about 8 to 9 different solutions for each of the challenges. So overall, you should be aware for a whole new bunch of tools, things to try, exactly what me and Mark are doing here. Find a tool, give it a go, get frustrated, pick another one. But we're going to show you people's experience. They've recorded their experiences and their solutions. There's some fantastic names on here. We'll show some of them live on screen, and then you'll be able to watch the other ones on demand in another part of the conference, and then you can also watch them on demand after the conference. So it's going to be a great 12 hours full of the whole focus of is becoming tool aware. So yeah, that'll be Test.bash. Right, Mark, let's go back to what you're up to.
So I'm just following the guide. So I've installed Backstop.js. I have run the init here to initialize, create a default configuration file and project scaffolding. So if I do SAL, yes, so I got backstop JSON and backstop data. Working with your config file. Let's get Visual Studio Code up. Probably sensible to do. If
you ever watch a stream with me and Mark and it's JavaScript, Mark will always be the one driving.
That's what you think. Next one is all yours. I'm not throwing any shade on Backstop by calling it the BS test folder. I didn't really think about that when I was doing it, but let's have a look. Cool. So we've got some stuff in here. Oh, okay.
I'm just going to zoom in a bit up here, Matt.
Got a little bit of... I can zoom in as well, if that helps. Edit layout. No, hang on. How do I...
It's all right. I'll zoom in. I've basically got your top third of your screen, so...
There we go. Okay. So there's some stuff here. Some Playwright stuff and some other bits.
Playwright or Puppet?
And an image stuff. So I assume there's sort of some examples. So I suppose if I could do... Let's try that backstop test. Let me get the terminal up so we can stop context switching. So I assume I can just do backstop test, see what happens. Selected one scenarios. Hey! Alright, so I got something running. File not found.
Reference file not found.
Yeah, so it doesn't have anything to approve. That's why. Which makes sense. So remote not found. So I wonder if I can... So I assume basically what I would do is I would save the... So if we... Actually, let's go back.
Reading the docs, it looks like you can drive it with Playwright or Puppeteer. So I'm guessing Playwright is... That's what they've recently launched and it's more maintained, I guess, than Puppeteer.
So if we go into backstop data, bitmaps reference. So if I create a new folder called bitmaps reference, create that, save that. My assumption is that because I've now saved one of those images, i.e. I have approved it, if I run this, my assumption is I will get one pass and one fail. Reference test. Okay.
It says one pass, one failed at the top, yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, so there's still the approval process that's required.
Which makes sense with this type of testing. It's a thing people don't realise, isn't it? Like when you're doing traditional UI stuff, you're grabbing text on the screen. By the nature of you looking at the screen, you're approving it. Whereas with these tools, it's more explicit. You're creating an artifact, which is essentially, in this instance, an image, and you're saying this image is correct.
So, from the looks of it, this is where you do the work. Backstop viewports on before. So on before script. So this is using Puppet, which I've not used before. Scenarios, URL.
I have no idea how to use Puppeteer.
Nor do I. But let's have some fun with this and see if we can.
It's JavaScript, Mark. There's no fun to be had in JavaScript.
Is that correct? Is that where the test is? No, it's probably in the folder called bitmaps test.
Aha, yeah, there's a homepage one, which is the image you were getting, right? You click on that backstop one underneath the first test. Yeah, that one. What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's an image. Okay.
So this is the reports. Yeah, this is the report itself.
I'm guessing engine scripts then? I don't know. There you go. Oh, they're the methods that you can use.
I mean, here's a wild idea. Why don't I go back to the docs? I would say, I've got stuff. So you can do backstop approve, and that does the work for you. So if I do this again and approve. just copied everything across. Now if I do backstop test again, sorry, I'm switching screens and stuff, which is not. There you go. So everything's approved. So the question is can I add something in to maybe do? Can I add one in for automation in testing in 20 minutes? Okay. So scenarios.
Okay, yeah. So I'm reading the docs as well.
So there's something that says scenarios. Paths, scenarios. Cookie path. Backstop. So what happens if I just change this to automation testing dots online? I have no idea. I think what's interesting is I think that this is probably not taking a screenshot though.
I think it does at the end. I think you're building it up to get to a point, and then it gets to the end of it. Because I can't see anything in the docs where you say take a screenshot, so I'm assuming the last thing it does is take a screenshot.
Hey, that worked.
Yeah. So the last thing it does is take a screenshot.
Yeah.
So you can use these various puppeteer commands to get yourself to where you want to be. So they're just not doing anything because they're all blank, aren't they? So you could probably delete them all.
So if I do call this automation in testing, engine scripts, cookies, I don't need that. So I don't need that. So give that.
So theoretically now you could approve that, right?
Yep.
And then change the coordinates.
Approve. Okay, and then we do it again. Yes, because I can see the thing that says engineer puppeteer. Reference file not found. Hang on, I thought I approved that.
Where's it putting it? Is it putting it in a different place?
It says it's put them in the right thing. Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Okay.
Cool.
Right, so that works. These are different viewports.
Let me just zoom.
So it's going to the same site with different viewports. Got it.
You put that was in the top of your file when you had it a minute ago. Yeah, there.
Yeah, so
can you go back to the tool just because I've not been able to zoom into people to see what we can actually see, and I know they're tiny, so we get test and then we get reference, and we've got one that's full size, one that's mobile. Yeah. So I guess just get rid of the mobile one for now.
Yep. So let's do desktop. What's the standard desktop size these days? I feel like that's something you should know in CSS land.
25,000. I've no idea.
25,000. Current browser.
2560 by 1440 is mine.
2560 by 1440.
Yeah, but that's an iMac, so 1440.
1440. I thought 1440 was a bit weird. Okay, let's give that a go. All right, that feels more realistic. So
zoom in a bit. There we go. Yep.
Yep, I can click on that as well, and I can see the proper screenshot.
We still need some. We need some better coordinates, don't we? Like we need to find something that's a bit easier to see.
If we could zoom in on that would be really good. But if I just to get this working, so if I prove that,
is it because we've not got any more numbers at the end of our coordinates? Because I made them just 47 and 14, so it's zooming quite far out.
Oh yeah. I think you probably
if I
you
change
need something
those
more
numbers.
specific.
Yeah, one sec.
But you can do this. So basically, if I do,
it's reset anyway now. It's reset back to that pub.
So Chicago, Illinois. There you go. That's what you need. So if we go back to automation and testing online, log back in, go away, branding. So if I do a latitude of that, and a longitude of that.
Don't forget the minus.
There we go. Submit that. Close. Let's go back to our test. So if we do a test now, because it was approved and it was all testing, passing. Woohoo!
Ooh, interesting.
Nice.
Someone's added a room whilst you were doing that as well.
Oh, cheeky, cheeky. Although what's interesting here is it's actually taken the screenshot before it could load.
Ah, well, there was something in the docs about waiting for a selector, or you could.
Yeah.
Where is it?
Yeah, that's odd. All right, we've got that at least. I'm going to just keep that page up so we've got that branding, those branding details.
You can do a ready selector, which is wait until this selector exists before continuing. Don't know if that will
ready
help.
Selector. Oops, yeah. Ready selector. Advance, wait until this selector exists. Oh God, which wait? Let's just go for a delay. Just, I'm not even going to bother trying to find like all the selectors. So where do I put the delay? That's the question. Oh, do I just put it in here and say let's delay?
Let's go for a delay. I like it.
I'm assuming it's in
what are you going to go for, Mark? Just 20 minutes, like, you know.
Let's go 2 seconds. Let's go wild.
Even if you put a 1 second delay in it, you might as well just put 20 minutes. Like, what's the? If you're going to use a delay, use a delay. No. It's just for the stream purposes, isn't it, Mark? You're not advocating that we do delays.
Oh God, no. Yeah, no. I it's more like I've got 15 minutes left. Why would I spend my time trying to?
So can you help me for a second? Why have we got 3 images now? Because I can't read the labels.
So we've got reference, so that's our approved.
Oh, diff.
We've got test, and then we've got the diff, so that actually shows us. I'm surprised how quick it is as well. Like, given that this is all running on my machine, whilst I've got multiple things open and I'm streaming, I'm very impressed with that. It's interesting as well. Like, yes, because that extra room's there. I'm sorry, person who created room, but
yeah, I'll get rid of the room if you're already there.
All right. Yeah.
Right, I got rid of the room.
So let's give it another go, because there were some unusual things I saw there, but I think that might just be more because that extra room was pushing it down. There we go. Yeah, that looks more like it. Excellent. So yeah, so we can see in here. Oh, and there's a scrubber tool. Oh, I like that.
We don't see any of what you're doing. We just see a red line.
So you're not seeing me moving it?
I can see you moving it, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it does. So suddenly I'm in Norwich drinking a delightful pint of Fat Cat Best, and then all of a sudden I'm somewhere randomly in Chicago.
Oh, we can't see the lines.
Ah, that's interesting.
It's really, really faint. I don't know why.
Okay.
Maybe
but yeah,
I made
that
you really
seems
bright.
to work.
Oh, there we go. Try it again, Matt.
There we go. So,
oh, for some reason, I think it's when you had camera issues, your brightness was set to like 1,000. That's my fault.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
There we go. That's cool.
Yeah,
sorry, nice folks. You can see it now.
All right, cool. So I can go back to reference. Escape this. There we go. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. And then I could approve it and do that thing. So I've got a few minutes left. I'm wondering if we could actually get a so rather than the whole page, could we just take a screenshot?
Before we do that, I'm just going to switch back to my screen. People in the chat, because there is quite a few people watching, which is awesome. This was the risk. The risk was this. The map isn't showing the correct location on the homepage. Would you say at this stage that we have mitigated that risk? Like, if we were to stop now, have we mitigated the risk that the map isn't showing the correct location on the homepage? What do you think, Mark? Well, people chip in.
I would say yes, but with that tone of voice, because I think that probably we are bringing a lot of other stuff into scope as well, which is why I was thinking, could I, and it looks like I could potentially do like, so I could target an element, so I would target the calendar itself specifically.
It does, Chris, yeah. So when you approve the new image, that's now the one it compares to. So I think it overrides the previous image name. So the old image just gets deleted. I imagine if you had this in a Git repo, you could probably keep the history somehow, but I'm pretty sure it rewrites the same name. So I would agree. I think Mark's right. We have mitigated the risk, but the problem is taking a full page screenshot means that we've adding that room that we saw before, right? If someone goes and adds the room again, it's going to fail for something we don't care about. So let's see if Mark can make it a bit cleaner.
Here we go. So there we go. Lovely. So what I found was, because I appreciate I was probably doing that whilst everyone was whilst you were chatting, Richard. But basically, I found targeting elements in the docs and saw this selectors field in here. So you just basically have to provide a selector. So I went into the code and I added .map, which is a class I provide for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just take these values. So let me do that again. So I'll approve. Let me just shut down item.
It's the command line wire increased your brightness, so I could see that. That's
right. So we've got that approved. So if I run this again, oh no, I have to run the test again, don't I? There we go. That's working. So if we go back and do the, can I just do this? Can I be lazy? Let's see what happens. Does that give me Chicago again? It did. So if I run now, run the test.
I'm gone.
Hey!
That was quite well timed.
Nice.
So I'm going to zoom in, Mark. Can you run me through these three things? So start with the left and move your way to the right and explain what they're all doing.
Okay, so we have the reference image.
Yeah.
Well, I can click on make them full size if that helps.
Oh no, it's all right. Just move along them. I've zoomed in.
Okay, so the left-hand side one is the reference, or what I would call the approved state. So this is basically the state in which the system is in that I am happy with. Then the test or received in approval test sort of language. That's the latest iteration. So as we can see, like because we've changed it from Norwich to Chicago, two massive international hubs. But with the test one, we can see that it's a different image. So hence, the new image does not align with the reference image. So therefore, I have to reapprove it. And so the diff on the right-hand side is just showing me those differences between the two.
One thing that I like about the whole called master approval process is it really highlights the importance of the human in designing good automated scripts. Like again, it's so often overlooked when we're like, grab this JSON value and grab that piece of text and grab this, right? It's become so normal that we kind of see it as a bit like, not noddy's not the right word, like it doesn't feel like a very critical testing skill. Whereas here, you're having to look at something slightly bigger, make sure lots of things on it are correct. I know we're using a third-party map here, right? But if this was our own website, are the fonts correct? Are the colors correct? Are the spacings all correct? Like we're doing a lot of testing to then go, you know what? This is a good image. Like this is the right way. This is the correct way the website should look. Therefore, I'm happy with it. I approve it. Or maybe you do it as a team, but the team approves it. And now we're basically cementing that in, or as we would say in AIT, it's now a codified Oracle. So, it makes sense. What's in your brain?
Yeah.
What you're doing? I can see you moving. What you're up to?
So I was thinking that one of the challenges with approval stuff is that you need high testability or high automatability. So, for example, let's say in this report, we've got down at the bottom right-hand corner here, it says Pigeon copyright OpenStreetMap contributor. So right down.
Stay there. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah,
just there. Imagine that was like time-stamped. Every time I run this, it would fail because the timestamp would change. Now, ideally, that's a flag of testability, so therefore I would want to be able to, I want to change the system so I can control that in some shape, form, or manner. If not, ignore it, which it looks like I can't do. There's not like, this is where I think something like Applitools starts earning its cash, is that you could draw a box over that and just say ignore that part of the image. Whereas I think for this, I probably have to do something where it's more like, like specific elements or something like that omit other areas of the system that need to be tested.
Yeah, because there's a few things there as well, isn't there? Like the map is in the right place, but we also have like that pin, right? I'm pretty sure the color of that pin is probably configurable. The little icon thing. As you said, you've got the name on the right hand side. So they're small things, but again, it's where I mentioned about this decision that what it is you're going to approve. You're factoring those things in, and even with the one before where we took a screenshot of the whole page, where if that was the only things we could do based on our testability, then we accept that risk. But with this kind of testing, the smaller you can make the thing that you're asserting or approving on, the less brittleness you'll be introducing into the mix.
Absolutely. And that's it. So, like, even if I wanted to necessarily visually check all the elements of that page, I might do them as separate checks if it's cheap to do, because then I've got quick, fast feedback on specific parts of the system that are not matching our expectations.
Just put the chat on, because Marie Drake's in the chat, Mark, and she says another problem is if it's only 1 pixel difference, it will report a failure. So
yes,
that's another thing.
Yeah, exactly. And then again, that's where, like, I think a lot of the AI-driven ones, because they use neural networks to do, you can basically say how deep down the neural net do you want to go in terms of comparison. Whereas obviously, to run something like that on my machine, I think it would probably set on fire. So that's why those ones are kind of a bit more monetized, because obviously they cost to do that work as well. Like,
and we've mentioned this in training before. If you that threshold, right? You start tweaking that threshold. That's a dangerous game, because what if that threshold was actually the logo of the website? So if it was your brand that you were tweaking, and suddenly somehow brand, it's unlikely to happen, right? But the thing that's altering could be quite detrimental to your website. So you've got to be really careful with those. But again, that is mitigated by targeting a very specific element, as you've done with the map. So it can be mitigated. But then again, this is what I mean. All these tools are trade-off. What you're doing now with this visual test is so much more powerful than basically checking the images are correct, right? Because those images could be returning back pink elephants, and you've just got 10 pink elephants on your screen, and you're going to be passing it because the URLs are correct.
Exactly.
So it's better. It could be even better, but it's good enough. And we did it. You did it in 20 minutes. I just chatted.
Well, that's it. Like, for those of you who've joined us for the whole hour, thank you. But also, earlier on, I did 20 minutes of Sakuli and completely fell flat on my face. But the key thing is we tried it for 20 minutes. It didn't work for us. And that's not like, we would have liked to have seen better docs, like maybe some more clearer sort of just run this script and away you go. But, it's as much about my own testability and my own abilities with that tool and with Python and that sort of stuff. Whereas JavaScript, I'm much more comfortable in. But by doing 20 minutes and then stepping away and going, this is not for me, and trying something out, in the last hour, I've just tried 2 tools out and had some success. To the point where I actually think, I wonder if I could use this as a tool within RESTful Booker, for example, because it looks like it does like component visual testing as well, which is very cool. I'd love to see some of that.
Awesome. All right, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. As we mentioned, this is about promoting Mark's JavaScript skills. No, I'm joking. It's about promoting Test.bash. So if you've not checked out Test.bash, take a quick picture of that QR code, use that bit.ly URL, or just head over to the Ministry of Testing website. The conference is a week tomorrow. There's over 50 demos, literally as you've just watched me and Mark. There's 50 of them to watch, solving all 4 of our challenges, as well as 5 brand new talks and lots of fun to be had as well. So go pro if you're not a member already to get access, or you can buy a ticket from the website as well. I'll see you there. I think Mark will be flying, so you may see him in the evening, but I'll be there for sure. Cool.
Also, we'll be back tomorrow with the final challenge. Yes. Well, we will be doing a data challenge, where I think actually we should try and finally build some sort of data builder pattern for RESTful Booker, because at the moment it's just shocking.
So yeah, if you've had issues managing data in your test, tomorrow might be fun. If I have time tonight and I have no time, I might try and get FactoryBot working, but then I need to basically rebuild RBP in Rails, so it might not work.
Anyway, maybe not that. Maybe let's do something a little bit more Java focused.
Cool. All right then. We'll see you all tomorrow for that live stream, and if you come into the conference, we'll see you next week, a week Thursday. See you later, everyone. Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye.